Always.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you all for coming to the Today's Restaurant Networking Group. Today is April the 9th,
Yes.
and we are a group of vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and also to help restaurant owners, managers, chefs, tavern owners, if they have any questions or concerns about their business that they would like to have answered. We welcome you to give us a call at 561 620 8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com and check out our YouTube channel at Today's Restaurant. And today we have two new people on the board, one making a change from 11 to 9. And I'll introduce Dwayne because you're experienced in this already. So tell us who you are, what you do, Dwayne, and
Again, good
thanks for
morning,
coming.
everyone. My name's Dwayne Wilson with EPOMS, Environmental Peace of Mind Sanitizing, which is a disinfecting and sanitizing spray service. Basically, indoor air quality, enhancing your indoor air quality. I utilize a hospital grade disinfectant called Vital Oxide, which is so safe. It's approved for all food contact surfaces. No rinse, no wipe required. It also, in terms of the indoor air quality, this kills the SARS virus, which causes COVID, odor eliminator, allergen reducer. It's just a myriad of uses that are in and out throughout the home, office space, retail space, just a number of different uses. It's an EPA registered hospital disinfectant, a food contact sanitizer, mold and mildew controller, allergen eliminator, and the list goes on. But if in fact there's anyone on the call that is suffering from allergies or hasn't been feeling very well, you got some indoor air pathogens that may be floating around in the environment, causing you some discomfort, please reach out to me. One of our members from the 11 o'clock group, Miss Terry, I had the opportunity to go and spray her location down in Boca, and she suffers from terrible allergies. And during the show up in Orlando, um, she was sharing one of the booths, and the first thing out of her mouth was, "I can't believe what a difference it made." And that's what I love to hear. So if I can be of any help, please reach out 561, giving you my old business numbers, 786 738 2126. That'll get you to me directly. And the website is www.epomsbydw.com.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you so
you.
much.
And again, thank you for introducing me to Jay, who was here today also. It's for his first time. So, Jay, if you would tell us who you are, what you do, where you're located, and how we can reach you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you all, first of all, for having me and taking the time to even listen to me. My name is Jay Howard. I'm based in the West Palm Beach area, but I'm actually with the company Rewards Network. I'm not sure if you've heard of it before, but we do a lot of different things. We run the dining programs for Marriott, Bonvoy, Hilton Honors, JetBlue, Delta, SkyMiles program, T-Mobile. We have about 30 different partners. In addition to our marketing options, we also have some finance options where we make a big purchase at restaurants as well too to help them out. It's a program is a company is based out of Chicago, but it's been around for over 30 years. We just specialize in really restaurants that are currently open, and of course restaurants that are uh, I guess, opening it in the future as well too, from small mom and pops to big commercials as well too. But we just basically specialize in just trying to bring business to our clients. It's a pay for performance. So basically what that means is that there's no monthly cost to it. There's no setup to it. But basically when clients come in, then that's when we get a small benefit of what they do. If they never come in at all, then obviously we don't get anything because we're not doing our job. So I really cover predominantly the market from, let's just say, Melbourne on down to Key West, but I also cover and help restaurants nationwide. So it doesn't matter where they are. This is exactly what we do. So basically, between giving them a piece of marketing that actually works and it's effective, and if it's not effective, like I said, we don't take anything. Very easy situation. The easiest way to reach me is probably through my cell. My cell is 561-401-8592. Once again, that cell is 561-401-8592. That's probably the best way to reach me. I mean, I do have an email address, which is actually the letter J, last name Howard, J Howard 514@gmail.com. This is my personal. Once again, that's J, just the letter, Howard, HOWARD 514@gmail.com. And I'm definitely a team player. I'm definitely the type of person that's going to try to do my best to not only have my product, but when I'm in front of my different clients and things, is also tell them about your products as well too.
Great. Well, thanks for coming. I think there's several people here that would be great synergy between you.
Awesome.
I've already spoken to Brian about your company being with us, and I think that'll work out real well.
Awesome. And I would definitely say Dwayne is an awesome guy. He's, I feel like I know you all already, somewhat, but he's really got me excited about just being able to be on this call. Whether it goes further or not, it's just really an honor.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming. And like I said, we're going to do our intros now, and then I'll double back. And if you want to add anything, we can do that then. All right, Mr. Whitehill, why don't you start us off?
Oh, okay.
Surprised you today, right?
Yeah, you did. I wasn't quite ready. I usually do this while everybody else is talking. Get myself ready. Anyway, I'm Steve Whitehill. I own Anchor Business and Financial Advisors, actually Anchor Business Brokers. We help people buy and sell businesses of all sorts. We sell restaurants, we sell cleaning companies, we sell landscaping companies, we sell, you name it, we sell it. And what's interesting is that in today's world, you can actually buy a business with only 10% down. So you literally, you could buy a business that would sell for about $1 million. And you'd only have to put 100,000. Typically, a business that earns $1 million will be making 200 to 300,000. So you can get some nice income out of that and not put a whole bunch of money down. Another thing you can do, and this is kind of interesting, including those in the restaurant industry, is there is an option most people don't know about with doing SBA loans, that you can actually do 100% financing. So if you own a restaurant and want to buy another one, you can actually buy it with no money down. So talk about opportunities. There's some real opportunities there. Steve Whitehill, Anchor Business Brokers. My phone number is 561-376-7500. And you can my email address is Steve, STEVE, at Anchor, ANCHOR, B as in boy.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to Tracy. Good morning.
All right, thank you. My name is Tracy Pumo. I am with Skyline Analytics over here in Boca Raton, Florida. We are a full-service business intelligence consulting firm specializing in data analytics, FP&A consulting, data integration, process automation. We provide fully customized solutions to help Middle market companies gain better visibility into their financial data, and we help them create actionable business insights and increase profitability through smarter data-driven decision making. So we basically come in and support the CFO and the finance team on making operational strategic decisions for the business. I can be reached at 561-512-1933.
Okay, thank you. Brian Auerbach, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Brian Auerbach with InfoSync Business Process Services. We are an outsourcer of accounting, payroll, and third-party delivery recovery service. So in the accounting world, we become your accounting department, so up to your CFO level. So we'll do all the tactical work, so you don't have to worry about that. Same thing in the payroll, become your payroll department. So again, you don't have to worry about that. We put in the people, the process, and the technology, so you can focus on your core business of running the restaurant. And on our third-party delivery recovery service, this is a new one for restaurants. Anyone that deals with Uber Eats, DoorDash, or Grubhub, we work for the restaurants and go after the 3% of their revenues they are losing from the customer disputes and error charges from the delivery services, and we get back about 90% of that money for them. So those are the three services we provide. Again, it's InfoSync Business Process Services, accounting, payroll, and third-party delivery. I can be reached at 786-670-1027, or email is Brian, B-R-I-A-N, .Auerbach, A-U-E-R-B-A-C-H, at issvc.com. And I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you. You too. Let's go to Chris and let everybody follow Chris.
Good morning, everybody. Ripped from today's headlines, we have some actual quotes from actual resumes, because the resume is the rites of passage in my industry, which is providing aces for great places. We recruit primarily in the restaurant industry, primarily in the Southeast United States, and we work on behalf of the client company to get them who they are looking for. They give us the profile, we go out in the marketplace to find it. Got it? Don't mess it up. All right. Actual quotes from actual resumes. This guy gave me a letter of reference, and the person who gave him the reference says, "Consider yourself lucky if this man does any work at your company." And another
way to start a resume.
It was actually, he was proud of that. And another resume, the guy says, "As salesperson of the year, I received a plague." So anyway, and then my favorite is the pastry chef who wrote on his resume, "In 2004, I granulated from high school." The pastry chef. Yes. So
Still better than the guy who forgot he didn't graduate from college.
No. Well, I got it. The worst was, COVID has really scrambled some people's brains. I got a guy's resume and it stopped in 2017. I said, "Well, what'd you do after 2017? "Well, Chris, there was COVID." "Yeah, there was COVID in 2020, but you stopped in 2017. So I just, how
Maybe
futuristic.
Something we didn't know.
Yeah. He was a prophet. But in any case, Chris Kaufman, providing all-star talent. And to help you remember our telephone number, we have commandeered the telephone number 404 All-Star, 404-255-7827. And that's the news for today. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay, thank you. Okay, who wants to volunteer?
No.
I'll go.
Oh, go ahead, Rick.
Because nobody's as good as Chris Kaufman. I'm sorry. See, that's the problem. When you live in a small town of Vidalia, Georgia, he's the only entertainment that city has. So he's got to keep going. Yeah.
It's a good little town, 27,000 people and 14 teeth.
Is that total? Is that total or per person?
And one traffic light, right?
It's
And,
broken.
and see, Chris, all those people work at the Waffle House, right? I mean, no teeth. They all have to work at the Waffle House. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Rick Israel with, I'm sorry, Terry, you gonna say something? Huh?
Yeah, I said you do know it's being recorded.
Yes, I know.
That's why we're keeping it clean.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Rick Israel with Affiliate Health Insurers. Folks, it sure is good to be back after a couple weeks. Obviously, there's a lot of things that have been going on up here in the Huntsville area. I think today is probably the prettiest day we've seen in several days, so it's really nice. I was going to do this outside, but it's about 30 degrees, so I decided to come back inside. So we are an independent insurance brokerage firm. We deal more directly with Medicare and Medicare enrollments, but we also do delve into the ACA for individual enrollments, and also we help restaurateurs or franchise owners who are unable to get insurance through their franchise companies, insurance for their employees. We can do groups as little as 5, and we have one right now that we're working on close to 450. So it's quite a, we can do quite a bit. But we are based in Huntsville, Alabama. Our agency is licensed, of course, in Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, Mississippi, and South Carolina, and now Colorado. So we have stretched our arms quite a bit. But I can be reached at area code 256-937-2537. And my email address is rickbamainsurance@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to TRN Terry.
Well, not. Hello, everyone.
She cracks herself up.
I have been working very hard with a lot of new sources I have with getting the monthly lead report. So anyways, a real quick Reader's Digest version. I will find what's coming in to Georgia, what's coming into Florida, and we will put that in a spreadsheet, and we will get that out to you by the 9th of the month for Florida and around before the 15th for Georgia. It comes in a spreadsheet if you want to know the owner's name, if you want to know the email address, and we're getting a lot of personal email addresses. I'm really pushing for that. And then when they're open, the name of the establishment, a lot of stuff. And there is a lot of things going on with some of these places, like, holy cow, I can't believe what people are doing now. And at the minute one closes, I keep getting lists of stuff that's closing. And then right behind that, press release of what's opening there. They haven't been even a couple of weeks. So I know that everything in the economy, the war, everybody's like all dog day afternoon crazy. However, the restaurants, I guess because people are going to eat out no matter what, that is always going to be there. So everybody in this group, everybody that listens to these and watches the YouTube channels, if you want a sample of our monthly lead reports, email me, terry@trnusa.com, and I'm happy to send you a sample. And I had a gentleman yesterday from a very large company that asked for a sample, which I gave him. Half an hour later, back, and this is a really old one. I don't give emails or phone numbers or anything. And he wrote back and he said, I've never seen anything like this. He said, I'm going to my boss. So that was a good sign. He gave me all of his contact information. And that's a good thing when you know you're putting something out there that literally no one else has. So you can get a dozen for what, $300-400 a month, or you can get a minimum of 50 to 60 for what we charge, which is pretty much nothing, especially for the group. And once you're in, you're in. Have a good weekend.
Yay, thank you. Let's go to Ed. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is nice and warm like I am up here in Jacksonville right now, because it's about 42 degrees outside. Of course, for Brian, that may be warm too.
Yeah, yeah. It was very nippy this morning, so.
Yeah. You know, I said 42 here, so that's a little cold. Yes, since yesterday was in the mid 50s in the morning, so quite a difference in temperature. Anyway,
Wait
and my
till
name is Ed Gerton.
wait till the eclipse. It's just going to change.
Oh,
Well,
Everything's
okay.
going to.
you got
Well,
three.
if you listen to all the weather people, because of the way we're destroying the earth, it's going to end before the eclipse anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. That's not political, by the way. Anyway, my name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales out of Orange Park, Florida, which is just outside of Jacksonville. We're an equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment. So we have soft serve machines, we have batch freezers, we have equipment to help chefs in the back of the house reduce labor making product. We represent Carpigiani. We also have display cases, so we represent ESA, GTI Design, and IFE. And we have BGI, which are continuous churning ice cream machines. And we also have several lines of slushy machines, which, thank you, Brian, for the lead. I appreciate that. Anyway, Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales out of Orange Park, Florida. My number is 904-334-4489. Have a good day.
You know, in this ever-changing industry that we're in, I'm sure you heard that, was it Singer purchased HRS out of Mississippi. So HRS was hotel restaurant supply.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. I've dealt them in the past.
Singer's actually bought quite a few companies in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yes, they have. That's how they're growing.
But they're not as big, they're trying to be as big as Clark, and I don't know if they'll make it that far.
You know, I knew Clark when he was working out of a shoebox. He used to buy from me.
Yeah, the funny thing about Clark is they've got their fingers in a lot of different things. They have, I think it's Restaurant Web is a Clark company. So they sell everything discount on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like Katam. There's a company called Katam that does the same thing.
Oh, wow.
The internet changed this industry tremendously. Of course, it changed every industry, but you know, this is what I'm most familiar with. It's a tremendous change.
Yes.
Right, Brian?
That's right.
Right.
Tell us who you are.
Well, real quick, I know this is recorded, but we're talking about what restaurant. We talk about Katam. I'm going to tell you, it's best to buy from somebody locally or somebody that you know, because I won't go into it, but I've had some not so good stories with web restaurant for a lot of my clients. That sometimes they get the wrong equipment or it's been delivered to the wrong location. So, okay.
And I think that what I designed for you yesterday is going to back up what you just said.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that, Howard. Howard, everybody, I'm Brian with a company called Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company. I've been in it for about 16 years. I've been with other companies. We work all over the country. I primarily work in the hospitality side, but I do work in some other industries. But I work, restaurants, breweries, bars. Doing a lot of work in the convenience store industry. But what we do is I work with vendors, work with individuals. I help them obtain financing, commercial financing. It could be from a startup to an existing business, small projects, large projects. It is commercial equipment financing. I work all over the country again. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm Brian with Rogue Financial Group. I can be reached at 404-723-8255. 7222. And by the way, Ed, real quick, I got another case I'm going to share with you of that energy drink from that woman.
Oh, gee, no. Is it a different flavor?
Yeah, definitely. I got a side hustle, so I'll tell you. This woman wanted me to just distribute the stuff at the convenience store show,
And we
energy
did.
drink. So she wants me to hook her up with some distributors that maybe want to buy her product. So
People were walking by. We asked them if they wanted ice cream equipment. We could finance it, and they had to take a can of the soda.
yeah. So I'm going to ship you some, Howard. Not Howard, but Ed.
Yeah, bring it down
We'll
when you
bring it to
come.
the
Bring it
Florida
down when
restaurant.
you.
Hey,
We'll bring it to the Florida restaurant show. We'll make ice cream out of it.
But again, I'm Brian with the Roast.
You know, 3 or 4 years ago at the Florida restaurant show, there was a booth, I think 3 down from us, and they were selling, how can I say it, small bottles of alcohol that they would place in restaurants. And they came over and they were talking about it. We said, okay. When the show was over, we opened up the little batch freezer and we froze this stuff and we made cocktails there.
Yeah.
And they were amazed at how good it tasted.
Show.
Real quick, the show, the year past when Ed was with me, 2023, there was a bar across from us. Remember, they opened up at 9 o'clock.
I don't know if any of you ever attended the nightclub and bar show.
No.
When as soon as that show opens, maybe 9-10 o'clock in the morning, the drinks are flowing, and the girls are dancing. It's like being in Vegas 24/7. It's crazy.
So Howard, were you dancing, Howard?
Yeah, I was dancing on top of the table.
Dancing on your ears, right? Yeah.
Did you get any tips?
Yeah, don't dance here.
Yeah, don't take your wife.
I got a tip. Don't dance here. Anyhow, I'm Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant News, and we've been publishing since 1996. We are not only a digital newspaper on our website at trnusa.com. We also provide, as Terry said, the Restaurant Leads Report every month. Today's the 9th, Terry, isn't it? You sending it out today?
The 4th, but the 5th, but we want it correct online.
I'm on the wrong date or the wrong month. I'm all right. And we also provide email marketing and video email marketing, as well as 2 networking groups. And we are we've just started a new feature in our spreadsheet, in our in our centerfold spread, where we are highlighting a different city every month. And our inaugural issue for that was last month, and we highlighted Nashville, and it was a beautiful spread. And this month we're doing Dallas, and next month we're doing Charlotte. I've got the whole year formatted out, but I don't remember after Charlotte. So
Isn't it Valdelia? Isn't it Valdelia next?
Valdelia, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, go out to the onion patch.
And you can wash your hands in the beach behind you.
That's right. See?
Like,
you can have an onion cocktail on the beach.
What happens at the onion patch stays in the onion patch.
That's right.
Hey, Howard, somebody had mentioned here a few minutes ago about shopping local. And I want to reiterate how important that is. One of the groups that I'm working with is in the city of Albertville, Alabama, which is in Marshall County, North Alabama, which has the largest concentration of Latino Hispanic community in the state. And the gentleman that I'm working with over there took us to what I think has got to be the best street tacos I have ever eaten. The family's out of Guatemala. It's called Pico de Gallo House Restaurant, and they're only open for lunch, closed for a little bit, and then reopen for dinner. Atmosphere was fantastic, and the fact that they're local was even better, because you're not going to find anything like that in a chain restaurant. All it was you could either do a flour or corn tortilla. We chose flour, 5 street tacos in a row with avocado slices, and all that was just the steak and the cilantro, and that was it. All the seasonings, everything were in the meat. Wasn't spicy, but if you, and I know that in South Florida you have a large concentration of Haitian and Cuban. I would definitely recommend visiting those type of restaurants, because they're just trying to make a dollar, and I really enjoyed it. I just kind of encourage people to shop local as well.
I agree with you. We have food trucks here, and believe it or not, these are massive. And one has the street tacos, and I've never heard of a flour street taco, but the corn ones, my friend and I, we order. And let me tell you, you won't find anything like that in any restaurant. And they are local, and there's always a line. So, and they're there all the time. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, you're right. Eat local, shop local, keep your neighborhood in business, for sure.
All right, I want to double back to Jay. Jay, now that you've seen what we do, we have to tie you down so you stay with us.
I'll definitely tell you, man, I've been on mute, but I have been cracking up. You guys are hilarious. I love your energy. That's awesome. No, it's great. I mean, I definitely have, I'm looking forward to kind of hearing more and more. And as you can probably imagine, you hear everything for the first time. It's like, ooh, 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 ooh. And then you get to know it a little bit better and stuff like that. So no, I don't have any questions or anything like that, but I love the way you guys interact with each other and stuff, though.
Okay, well, again, thanks for coming. And Dwayne, you want to double back and tell us anything you might have left out?
Well, I will piggyback on that last statement in terms of doing business with local enterprises, entrepreneurs, solo businesses, and that sort of thing. Because again, as a startup business, it's challenging, and the money that you expend, etc., and you're looking for that return on investment, and you try, me personally, just trying to stay at a level of positivity, if you will, and know that it just takes one. And fortunately, I've been able to get some really good reviews on my website, and hopefully grow this business. And I look forward to attending the 9:00 meeting more often. Howard, you know my situation, so again, I thank Jay for joining us this morning, because I pretty much chewed his ear up about it. So I want to thank him again, and thank everybody on the call for sharing.
I hope you didn't oversell them.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You all have been as advertised, good energy included. So awesome.
Every week I try to bring in a question from. I belong to a lot of groups on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, and there's a lot of groups, a lot of people in these groups who own restaurants, and they're having trouble for one reason or another. And what we were just talking about falls right into this letter that was posted. I want to read it to you, and then jump in with any suggestions you might have. That says, "Hi everyone, I'm seeking your advice on a challenging situation I'm facing. Typically, my restaurant business generates enough revenue to cover all expenses, including payroll, bills, and even allows for some savings. However, this month has been unexpectedly tough. In addition to regular expenses, I had to cover unexpected costs, including repairs to our walk-in freezer and snow removal fees. Obviously, she's not in Florida. As a result, I've depleted my funds and only have enough left to cover half of the building loan. I'm at a loss as to how this happened. This is the part that gets me. I'm at a loss at how this happened, especially since our sales and employee numbers have remained constant. I'm reaching out to you all for any insights or advice on how to navigate this situation. Any help would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance for your support. Comments?
Hey,
Yeah,
Howard, the one thing she said is my sales stay constant. It's like, okay, what I would say is you're it's not moving up. It's just staying the same. It's like it's not improving. You know, I mean, I'm not a restaurant owner by all means, but I know a little bit about economics that rent's not going to stop, power's not going to stop. There's going to have to be repairs when you own a franchise or a restaurant. And if your sales don't go up and they just stay consistent, you know, and then, I mean, I just don't see where, I mean, I feel bad that she's at a loss, but, you know, got to work on raising those sales somehow.
No, I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is she has no idea what her food costs are. Either that or her employees are taking her employees are taking stuff from her.
Yeah,
One of the two, or both.
We were talking about that before, and I was talking about delivery recovery service. So it's 1 to 3% of your delivery revenue is being lost to disputes. So if it's not something you're even noticing, there's 3% off the bat on one side of it.
Yep.
And again, obviously the cost of goods coming and sold are increasing. It's probably not being something that's being addressed.
Yeah, and operationally, she needs a credit line.
You said it, Ed. It's like she doesn't know her food cost, so the business is running in spite of her.
We had a client a number of years ago. Similarly, was taking a loss, and they hired us. We went in there, we looked at all of their expenses, and uncovered in the process that their chef was running a private catering service on their back. And you know, had they been more aware of their food costs and sales, because you know we tie cost to sales, we can map every dish for them. I don't know that they would have picked up on that so easily.
oh my gosh, that's horrible.
So he was using their food to run his catering business. Am I understanding that, Tracy?
Yeah. So
Wow,
it's not uncommon.
Food costs.
If the owner doesn't do the food ordering, for the chef to make money on the side on the food ordering.
Yeah.
You always have to watch that back door in the kitchen.
You know, this is going to date me back to the 90s when I was in the POS industry. I guess these people stayed in business because I don't know, but the question I got when I was selling POS systems, and it was easier in those days than today, the owner would come up to me and says, "How do I cheat the system? How can I erase stuff in the computer so I don't have to report it to the IRS?" I'm like, I said,
actually,
Brian, what it sounds me. I'm gonna hand that over to the programmer here, and if he wants to tell you, he can tell you. But you know, a lot of that went on in those days, in the 90s and early 2000s, and then things had changed. But yeah, people.
No, actually, what's astounding is in many it boggles my mind. Everything goes through the POS system. That's how they control the restaurant.
Yeah.
But they don't report everything on their financials. And I'm saying to myself, any IRS agent, the first thing he's going to do is let me see that POS system and see what's going on. They just
I mean, I just can't believe it. You know, in
Yeah.
the old days, they would have kept the drawer open and made change out of the drawer. So, you know, everything wouldn't get recorded. Today, I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
That's
They
why in
used
the
the
old days,
void key.
restaurants were great for laundering cash.
Oh yeah.
So they're so cash intensive, and there wasn't a point of sale system.
Wow.
You know, the fact that this restaurant owner was, according to her, making enough money to include savings, and was thrown off course by an unexpected expense, like a repair for a walk-in freezer. Just it just shows that she didn't know her numbers.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know what her actual costs were. She didn't take into account inflation and didn't have a budget that she was relying on. And Terry can tell you this, being president of the homeowners association, you have to have a contingency fund in the budget for emergencies, and that wasn't present in this situation.
Well, you can only put together an emergency fund if you're earning the revenue to begin with, right? When you're
Mhm.
living
Right.
paycheck to paycheck, there's nothing to put
Right.
into the emergency fund, and that's the problem.
Right. And she should for to figure out what was going on. I mean, obviously, if your eyes are open, you're going to figure it out. I mean, my parents ran restaurants and they knew every step of the way what was going on. And me here, this is 6 years now, I'm president of our association and VP of the master, which is 3 developments. And let me tell you, when I look at those financials every month, I can tell you if there's a penny off. And it's just obvious where it is. You know, you got to look, and if something goes up $300 or $400 from the price, like why? That doesn't make any sense. Where are the receipts? You know, you have to really be diligent if you're going to.
Well, I know where we can borrow money. You just ask Brian.
Which Brian?
It doesn't matter. We're equal opportunity.
So kind of go back to my POS days. There's another way of somebody not succeeding in the restaurant industry. I had a client that bought a POS system from me. We got him open. He's on his 3rd month. Okay. He's already bought 2 other locations because he thinks he's going to succeed. It's a Mexican restaurant. Okay. He's going to succeed. Okay. So he lasts 6 months in the new location he opens up. The 2 other locations he couldn't get open because he was taking his money from the other locations to open the other 2 locations. And on top of it, he didn't get the other 2 locations open. He had to close the other locations. Actually, he sold it to somebody, took a shirt on it, and got divorced.
What?
He cut his expenses.
It just, some of these people just, think I got this latest and greatest thing. They're already thinking about the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th location. I'm like, you got to at least run it for about a year or so. You kind of, but, and even with franchises, people think I got one open, I can go get another couple.
Well, the thing about franchises is they're like any other business, and people don't realize, they think they buy a franchise, they're going to succeed, going to make money, and that's not always the case. I mean, they close up the best franchises periodically because they chose the wrong location, they had bad management, all that kind of stuff. So they're as susceptible to problems as anybody else is.
Stephen, that's so true, because I know franchises that base their model on buying products, say in Jacksonville, Florida, and they have an operation in Arizona. They're assuming they can buy the same products there for the same price, and that doesn't work that way.
No, not at all.
Another prime example of a franchise as a Subway, you think of, you have one, you think you're going to make a lot of money. The average is between 350 and 450,000 a year. That's why people have multiple locations of Subway. Some don't, some make it, some don't. But they don't realize that they have to buy it from certain vendors, and they take 10% off the top. These,
the thing I have against franchises is exactly what you're saying. Is which you buy a franchise because the process is there and there's some history of success, but the franchisor takes the cream off the top. If you take 10%, he takes 10% off the top. That means, and the average restaurant makes about 20-25%. That means you're only left with 10%.
Yeah.
It means you're not making a lot of money.
That's why Moe's collapsed. A lot of these guys got fed up and they changed their name or broke off from those Martin Sprock and all these guys that started it. But yeah.
No, it isn't all it's cracked up to be. That in Subway in particular, I know that the way you make money is to open up is to have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the days when mailboxes, etc., was opening up like crazy, it was sort of known on the street that you had to have 3 of them to make any kind of real money.
Yeah, that's why I'm not opposed to franchises, and I sell them. It's just that as a general rule, I think, they're better alternatives.
Well, I mean, in this particular case that I read, this is all about knowing numbers and having enough capital to get through some tough time.
That's right, and that's the reason why you need a line of credit, because to get through those peaks and valleys, aside from the freezer breaking, the truth of the matter is most restaurants have cycles. I mean, especially in Florida. I mean, there's a busy season and there's a less busy season, and you need to be able to get through that. And your revenue doesn't always match your expenses.
Right.
So you need some methodology of smoothing that out.
Well, I want to thank you all for your input, and if I can reach out to this person who wrote the letter, I'm not sure if it's a man or woman.
Sounds like the way it's written. I've got the female, but who knows?
Yeah, me too. It sounded like a female.
Well,
it
could well be, but I don't know. But in any event, I want to thank Jay for coming today. Hope you'll come back next week. And Dwayne, are you still there?
I am.
All right. Well, again, thank you for coming, and thank you for bringing Jay. We appreciate it. And for the rest of you, have a great weekend. Stay safe, and let the sauce be with you.